Why are Americans so angry? It's a question that our next guest tries to get at the root of in his latest book. Joining us right now is New York Times writer and Duke professor Frank Bruni. He is the author of a book called The Age of Grievance. And, you know, we have a lot of folks that come to this table and they have grievances.
Everybody has grievances.
Everybody has grievances. And the question, which I think you get at in this book, is do we have more grievances today than we ever had? What is going on?
Well, I think more people have them and they're more indiscriminate than ever before, right? I mean, I think we have jumbled together legitimate, necessary, urgent grievances, or causes, I would call them, because grievance has become a kind of dirty word, with pettier complaints and indiscriminate complaints. And I think it makes a lot of people tune out in a way that is politically destructive.
Do we have more to complain about, though? I mean, we have a lot of people who complain about the economy, the state of their own finances. We have people, obviously, there's lots of grievances going on campus right now, which I want to get into. There's grievances around all sorts of social issues in the country.
Crime,
but
immigration.
Has that always been the case?
I think it's gotten much more intense. I mean, look at how grievance has come for corporate America, for corporate culture, right? I mean, I think corporations now are navigating the cross currents of grievance in a way they never did before. I mean, grievance has come, you know, for Bud Light, for M&Ms. You were just in the last segment, I think, if memory serves me, you were talking about the Amazon CEO getting in trouble with the courts for an anti. Well, I know a lot of people who the frequency with which they use Amazon is entirely tied to how they feel it treats its workers. So when you're running a business today, you're not only worrying about the efficiency of your operations, you're worrying about the signals you're sending to your consumers and how that is going to affect their feelings about you.
And is that a function of social media that allows this to happen? What do you think is galvanized all of this?
Well, social media and the internet more generally is an enormous part of it. Right. You know, this gets said often, but it can't be said enough. None of us is living in the same reality. Each of us is able to curate our information, our facts, in a way we never did before.
Echo chamber, right? In our own little echo chamber, we watch what we want to hear. I look at my Twitter. My Twitter account, probably the Venn diagram of my Twitter account and yours, we probably got about that much overlap. Right?
That's probably true, but I have my corporate question. You said that you think that there's more grievance than ever around business.
Absolutely.
People always grumbled at their desks and went to the water cooler and complained about the boss, right? That has been a function of corporate America for the end of time. And so the question is, what is different? Is it the fact that they all have Slack and now can do it to each other and then can go on social media, and that you and I are now thinking about, you were saying, you're thinking about the employees. You know, by the way, we're going to talk later about Starbucks, which is, you know, suffering greatly. I would argue partially because I think there are people who either, you know, are supporting the union movement, not supporting the union movement at Starbucks, they're deciding they want to go or not. Or, by the way, some of the issues around the Middle East, I think, actually are affecting that company, which they never did before.
We talk about marginalized people all the time. There are plenty of people that do have just cause for grievances. But at the same time, most people, or many people at least, this is the greatest time to have ever been alive on this planet.
That's right.
In terms of food and shelter and all the necessary things, but it gives you enough time to start griping about things that maybe aren't, aren't so important.
Higher class grievances?
Well, I mean, you were talking just a moment ago about just causes, and this is what's so important. When you press your grievances indiscriminately, when you find defense where it doesn't even exist, you undermine those just causes because people just tune you out. They think all of it is indiscriminate complaint. You asked what's different now. You mentioned social media. We have theaters for grievance that didn't exist before. So a lot of this is performative. Right. I mean, we're seeing things we've never seen before. The monetization of grievance. Look at Truth Social, right? People don't invest in Truth Social because they think it's such a great business. They want to own the libs by owning a piece of Trump. You can actually turn grievance into money by saying to people, do business with me. Right. And that is a way of getting back at your enemies, and it's a way of flaunting your own principles.
Well, let me ask you a different question. We have a whole bunch of CEOs who watch this program, people who are in leadership positions, who are watching what's happening at Columbia and so many of these other universities play out. And look, I would not want to be the president of a university today. But the question is what you think the answer is around both justified grievance, if you will, and performative grievance, and how you're supposed to handle those things in 2024, and how that may be different than how you'd handle them potentially in 1968.
Well, it's much more delicate now than it has been in a long time. I don't know if it's more delicate than 68. You know, we keep on making that comparison. Right. I don't think we really know. But I think a lot of, and this is getting written right now, a lot of these university leaders have been inconsistent to this point. I think what you do is you establish rules, you ask people to follow the rules, and along the way, you make clear that you want to protect free speech, that it's very important, but you also make clear that when people are being intimidated, threatened, when they're feeling unsafe, you can't ignore that. If you're not going to ignore it with one group, you can't ignore it with a different group.
Frank Bruni is a fascinating book. It is called The Age of Grievance, and it is worth a read. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.